Hey, it's Mike Brennan. We're doing another one of our video news updates with our friends at 123Net. And I have with me John Eierman, who is a senior sales engineer. And, well, we were just talking on M2 TechCast about you guys building out some really heavy-duty colocation, high-density stuff at your data center in Southfield. What's that all about?
Yeah, so we're starting to work with a lot of the OEMs about autonomous vehicles. And so that's basically the main reason for the push.
Okay, and so autonomous vehicles, that they have something to do with it? I'm told that's part of it, right?
Yeah, so with the autonomous vehicles, they're storing a lot of data and they need somewhere to use their high-dense compute clusters. So 123Net is designed and engineered a data center to meet their needs.
Hey, so what happens to all that data that's ingested and calculated at your facility? What happens? Where does it go?
So a lot of the OEMs are using the dark fiber product from 123Net to move their data from the facility all the way out to their remote locations using the entire 123Net infrastructure.
Okay, so what is high density colocation? Why don't you define that for the audience?
So high density colocation is when say a cabinet will be using a certain amount of power, which would be, in the old days would be somewhere between 1 to 2 kW of power. Today I would, average that at probably closer to 10 to 12. But in a lot of these high dense clusters today, we're seeing up to 30 kW per cabinet. And so that's the amount of power draw. That's really how I would say, classify high density.
Okay, and you also have the internet exchange going on there, right? So that's part of this. You've got a lot of different players bringing in their capacity, their fiber into your data center, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of the carriers that we use are actually looking to pass along data within the IX between either the carriers themselves with, let's say they're partnered with today, or maybe they're looking to pass traffic off with maybe some cloud providers, which they're going to be using for their vehicle to everything out in the future.
All right, and so how do you design for high density? Are there key elements that are involved?
Yeah, so when you look at designing for high density, the biggest thing is cooling. The amount of power is huge, and being the first step of it, which is where 123Net comes in. We have a dedicated substation that can push 20 megawatts of power, but the biggest thing is cooling. And getting back to cooling, when we look at it is, with the cooling, the amount of cooling needed to push or cool down 30 kW worth of power is substantial. And a regular cooling unit to re-chill that air is just not economical. So 123Net has specifically engineered and designed a data center private suite for these customers to cool and move the appropriate amount of air, all while keeping the temperature within the standard units, as well as the humidity control.
And if folks want to find out more about 123Net, how do they do that?
They can go to 123.net and they can go to our data center page within the website.
That's John Eierman, who is a senior sales engineer for 123Net. You've been watching Video News Update.